Hi, it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home, and I'm super excited you're here to join me today because today we are going to be making some chocolate-covered pretzels. This is all we need to make these wonderful chocolate dipped pretzels. I like to use these tiny twists, and then of course some sprinkles, and then the chocolate to dip them in. I just used semi-sweet chocolate morsels, and then I'm going to use some white baking chips. The first thing we need to do is take our chocolate chips, however many we want to use, and just put them in the microwave and start off for 30 seconds. We're going to start on 30-second intervals, and then we'll stir in between. We'll probably need to do this about 3 times, so about 90 seconds total, about a minute and a half. So we'll take them out after 30 seconds, stir the chocolate really well, put it back in for another 30, take it out and stir it, and then we'll do that one more time. After the first 30 seconds, it's just starting to melt a little bit. We'll stir it up really well, put it back in, and do it 2 more times. As you can see, it's really creamy now. This is so nice and creamy that I think we will just stop right there. This is plenty soft and it's very nice and shiny, as you can see. All the chips are melted, so we're just going to stop at 60 seconds. Depending on the brand, you may need to do it one more time, but ours is ready to go. Let's get dipping. Okay, we have our chocolate all ready. It's smooth and shiny, and you can see it pours off the spoon nicely. So all we need to do is just start taking the pretzels, and I like to just dip half of my pretzel. I just like to get a nice big amount, shake off the extra. You can tap it on the side of the bowl so that you just get a really nice coverage on one side, and then I'm just going to dip it right in the sprinkles, shake off the extra, and I'm just going to set this right on the parchment paper lined tray. I'll just go right on down, and I keep my spoon handy in case there's really a lot of chocolate on there. I can just scrape it off on the spoon, or I can tap it on the spoon. You don't want to scrape off too much and leave a bare pretzel underneath the chocolate. And then I'll just dip it in the sprinkles and move right along. It's much easier just to keep a little tray of sprinkles, and then that way you don't have to handle it too much. You don't have to pick up the sprinkles and put them on there. It just goes so much quicker. And this is a great activity for the kids to do. The chocolate really isn't that hot, so it isn't a dangerous temperature or anything. They can easily help dip the pretzels, especially when you're only dipping the side. You can dip the entire thing if you want, but sometimes I think that ends up being a little bit much chocolate for one little tiny pretzel. And there we have it. It's just that easy. And here we have the chocolate covered pretzels. And now I'm going to use the white chocolate chips, and I'm going to do the pretzels in white. Depending on what type of chips you use or what brand, they might take a little bit longer. I usually use the Ghirardelli brand chips, and they take about 90 seconds as opposed to the Nestle, which took 60 seconds. These chips are a little bit larger, so that makes a difference when you're melting. Now I'm going to use some white chips and melt the white chips, and I'll dip some in the sprinkles that are colored, and then I like to dip some in this sugar sprinkle topping. This is like a white crunchy sugar, and it gives the illusion of a little bit of ice crystals on the snow. Okay, I've just melted the white chocolate, and I did 2. There you can see how beautiful it looks. I did 2 intervals of 30 seconds. So I put it in for 30 seconds, and then, oh, look how beautiful that looks on the pretzel. I put it in for 30 seconds, and then I stirred it, put it back in for another 30 seconds, and then stirred it again. And you can see the sprinkles show up so nicely on the white. They really are vibrant on there. Just tap it on the bowl. Dipping it in the sprinkles. And there we have it. It's just that easy. And here's what the pretzel looks like with the white sugar. And here's how the little pretzels dipped in white chocolate look with the little Christmassy sprinkle. They look like snowy little ice crystals. And then we have the white chocolate with the colored Christmas sprinkles. When making these chocolate covered pretzels, I only use no more than half a bag of the chips at one time. That way the chocolate doesn't seize up and start to get hard and dry before I'm done dipping the pretzels. You have plenty of working time, but you don't want to overdo it. If your chocolate does start to get a little bit stiff, you can put it in the microwave for just a few seconds at a time and stir it and quickly get back to your project. If you decide to do more, it's always best to get a clean bowl before proceeding. That way any of the chocolate left in the bowl doesn't get too dry and too hard, because once that happens it doesn't mix in very well and your chocolate is just not as glossy and shiny, and it's just not as nice as it would be to start all over with a clean bowl and the other half a bag of chips. Be sure once you set your pretzels out to dry on the parchment paper or on wax paper, make sure that you let them dry completely until the chocolate is all set. Then you can put them in decorative gift bags or in an airtight container to save. Be sure to stay to the end of this video. At the end of this video, I'll have 2 more videos coming up with more Christmas recipes and decorating. I'm so glad you were here today. I hope you give these super easy chocolate covered pretzels a try. Everybody seems to like them, and they're a great thing to make at a last minute when you need something for a last minute little treat or something to take somewhere, or even a last minute gift. These little pretzels are super easy and they're very special because they're homemade. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to click the bell. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and watch those videos at the end. I'll see you next time.